So one of your questions is, when you are actually having a communication with one of your animals at home, what does it look like? Are you looking at your animal or deliberately not staring at them? Do you have your eyes closed for focusing, etc.? When you are imagining your visuals or words, how do you actually send it over to them? What does that feel like and look like? Brilliant, brilliant questions. So I'm going to uh, hopefully be as kind of clear with my explanation as I can be. So let me know if you want to ask more questions as a result. So to begin with, what does it look like? Well, with my own animals, it's can be informal, or it can be more what I call uh, not formal, but it can be that I will set time aside. So if I just wanted to ask them, you know, do they want to go for this walk or that walk, then it's very much informal. So the way I do that is I don't have to look at them. Okay, if they happen to be in the room, then yes, I can look at them. Preferably for me, they are in the room within my kind of, you know, within in the same room or within the vicinity, but I'm not staring at them. So I'm almost like, you know, sharing out my thoughts. And for something like I say, straightforward, like, do you want to go for this walk or do you want to go for that walk? So what I do is I bring up in my mind, so where I live, I can ask them, do they want to go to what I call the picnic field, or do they want to go to the woods? So of course, when I say picnic field, automatically my mind will have that. And when I say woods, I know exactly, you know, where I have. So the visual is already there. But what I do is I make sure that they understand that I'm asking them a question. So I'm not just like shouting out, because they're used to me just like talking, and I'm not always talking, you know, at them or with them, so they can ignore me. So I'll say, this is a question for you guys, right? So I've got my 3 dogs. So I'll say collectively, or I'll say, Donnie, which walk would you like to go to now? So I'll picture the picnic field, and then I wait. So what I'm waiting for is, with Donnie, he doesn't always share emotions. He will share a physical sensation. So I know what his physical sensation is if he's happy, and I know his physical sensation when he's not happy. So I'll say picnic field, and I wait for a physical sensation, and it can come really, really quickly. So I might get a pleasant, you know, like goosebump or tingly. Okay, then I'll say the woods, and then I might feel like, oh, a little bit sluggish. So it's not the same reaction every time, but it's ever so quick, so that I can make a decision immediately. So I go, okay. So with the picnic field, I get like a tingly sensation. So that feels more pleasant to me. So then I might just check with, you know, Mia, my other dog, exactly the same, except she's very visual. So I'll say to her picnic field, and then she might show me, you know, her running in the fields and like really, really free and happy. And then I say, what about the woods? And then I see her running through the woods, really, really happy. So she's saying, I don't mind either. She likes both. So that is exactly what it looks like when I'm talking to my animal. I will make sure they are aware that I am asking them a question. Okay. Now, if it's something more, something deeper, then I will set some time aside. Mostly if it's to do with something that I'm concerned about, I will work with their photo, or I will work in another room. Often I feel better working with them when I'm away from them. So I do kind of sit in my car sometimes whilst they're in the house, and I will just say, so say if I want to talk to Mitch, I'll say, you know, recently you've had a health scare, so I just want to check something with you. So those kind of questions I would spend a little bit more time with. So say I'm in the car and, you know, he's indoors and I know he's relaxed, or he might not be. So sometimes he likes to kind of bark a bit when I'm not in the house. It doesn't matter what they're doing. They can be sleeping, eating, running, playing. Telepathically, it doesn't make a difference, other than if they're under extreme stress, then, or they're really unwell, that can, you know, affect the communication lines a little bit. But generally, the things that they get up to on a day-to-day makes no difference. So I'm in a car and I say to Mitch, hey, you know, you've had a, and this is exactly how I do. I said, hey, Mitch, you know, I'd like to have a conversation with you, telepathically. So I might even say that I'd like to have an animal communication with you. And, you've been unwell recently, or you had a health scare, and I just want to check in to see how you're feeling and whether there's anything that, you're worried about. So I'll keep it light-hearted, and then I'll say, and then I'll wait. He might volunteer something. For me, I receive information through knowingness. I might get words, or I'll actually have a conversation in my head, or I'll have a visual of him, showing me that he's kind of active and bouncy. So he's fine. So that's kind of like a little short summary of how it would work. And then it depends how many more questions I want to ask. I may not insist on a long drawn out conversation, because I like to keep them short, keep them lighthearted, and do them more often or more frequently. So if in that moment Mitch shows me that shows me a visual of him kind of running happily and his energy is good, so I feel energized when I'm talking to him rather than drained or tired, then I might say, well, thank you for sharing me with that, and I won't kind of interrogate him anymore. And then I might leave it for maybe another time that I think, yeah, I'll check in again on him.